Welcome, everybody, to Generation Dan, the only podcast whose uncle works for Nintendo, and I'm serious about it. Mew is hidden under the truck. I'm Atlas Novak. I'm your millennial. Who else is here with me?
I am Dean of the Genetic Marvel, and I am. There is going to be a lot of things talked about today. I feel like there's going to be
somebody's uncle does work at Nintendo. It has to be true somewhere.
I mean, yeah, that's fine. And of course, our guest, returning friend, Amy Jaroon. Hello, Amy. How are you?
Well, guys, thanks for having me back on again. Don't have anybody that works for Nintendo, but my ex-boyfriend did work for World of Warcraft.
Oh, okay. Well, if you haven't guessed by the title, these are true stories that sound like movie plots or just are not believable, but are. So go for it.
Yeah.
Ex-boyfriend worked for World of Warcraft? Question mark?
Yes. So he was a game master. So if you had a complaint, he was the guy who got your complaint. It's even better because he worked during the time where South Park came out with their World of Warcraft episode.
Oh my God.
So that night, while he was working, he got all the tickets. Where is the Sword of a Thousand Truths? Like, that was only for the show. He was that guy.
Wow. Oh,
wait,
man.
so is he just sitting at his computer like an IT guy, like having to go through all these tickets of people asking him stuff? Oh.
That you get PTSD after a night like that, bro. Yeah. Like that is an experience. You're just
paste. That's for the show.
Mm-hmm. So yes, and I think he told me the worst one where it was soul crushing was Thanksgiving. He was working and some guy complained that the lanterns in the dwarf store were too low and his elf kept pumping into him. So he's like, I could be home having turkey dinner, but this guy's complaining about his elf in a dwarf shop. I'm like, that was so much nerd.
Oh my God.
So sorry that you had to go through that, you poor man.
Did he work in shifts, or is he just the guy you go to for this?
He worked a shift. He worked the graveyard shift, so prime time playing for World of Warcraft.
You get top tier crazy at that point. Yeah. Those are that's a man from Yorkshire says puff pass. I mean, I did smoke up before this. That's for sure.
I did. Come back to bed, sweetie. I'm sorry. I have to feel the complaints of nerds for money.
I feel like something like that is just like people won't believe you. The crazy thing, in a past life when I was a real person, I worked at a bank, and like the crazy shit people would come to me with, and I'm like, I don't know how else to say this other than, is this your first day in the planet Earth? Like, what are you on about? Like, they're just crazy talk, and you're just like, you believe this, don't you? They're like, yeah, anybody could do this, and I'm like, okay, well, I can't help you. I don't know.
Yeah. Hi, I want to get a loan to fight the lizard people. Get out.
So, same ex-boyfriend actually started working at a bank after he quit World of Warcraft.
Oh my God.
And he has been robbed 5 times.
What?
And one of them was at gunpoint.
Do you get in trouble for getting robbed at the bank?
Oh,
No.
So
No.
What happens is that there are certain limits that are in existence when it comes to dollars and cents at each till. Okay, you have a limit as to how much you can have. The bigger issue is if you are over that limit and there is a robbery, that's when people get in trouble because you're like, hey, you broke protocol and it extended a loss. Those are non-insured funds because you did fail to adhere to your stuff. That is grounds for dismissal kind of stuff. But that's only if they really don't like you. Otherwise, people go, we'll figure it out. And they just suddenly, oh, no, it was a mix. It's fine. Right. But it's weird stuff like that. But the trauma, bro. Oh, yeah. I've never been robbed, but I've been adjacent to robberies at my branch. Like I was there while it's happening, but I wasn't involved, which,
that would be kind of funny where I imagine robberies aren't kind of, the whole Bonnie and Clyde, like everybody put your hands in the air. I don't think it's not that showy anymore, is it? Or
actually that happened to my ex.
Oh, yeah. Rough.
Yeah.
I thought it was more quiet now, where it's like, I have a gun, put the stuff in the bag, and no one gets hurt. Like
he's had that too. He's had the note pass. It said the worst one was, I have anthrax in my briefcase. I could not stop for the life of me.
Interesting.
It's terrifying.
The last time he got robbed, I found out about it online because I got a notification that says Chase Bank robbed on Huntington Drive. And I text him, babe, is this you? And he said,
like, it's me.
And it was. He's like talking to the FBI agent. So every single time he got robbed, he got the same FBI agent, and he goes, "Hey, we got to stop meeting like this. Seriously, let's go hang out and grab a drink, dude." And I'm like, please tell me you became friends with him. He's like, "No, I quit my job before I could get his information." I'm like, "Aw,
that would have been kind of sweet, but
that would have been cool."
Yeah, that would be so funny. Like, Dino, I'm not sure if you ever experienced this, but like the guy next to you or a couple windows down being the one with being robbed, and you're just being like, shit. And you just kind of sit there and let it happen, or like what's the protocol?
So kind of. So once at one point I was the assistant manager, and the manager wasn't there. And one of the tellers came over. He was a little guy. He was good looking, but he was a little guy. He was like 5'3", like he was a small guy.
You know, you're 6'2". Everybody is a little guy to you.
I know.
Yeah.
I know, he was little on like a short king level. You know, like he was just.
All right.
But he comes up. He goes, "Hey, so I just got robbed," and I was like, shenanigans. Are you okay? He's like, "Yeah, I've been mugged before," and I was like, "Oh, that's even worse." I'm like, "Sorry, bro. Here, have a seat." Now, the thing is, you, as the assistant manager, you immediately call security and it gets locked down, and there's a process, right?
Yeah.
Now, I'm like, cool. I'm gonna go get everybody. So I reported it, lock everything down. I'm like, I'm gonna go get you guys some coffee and donuts and everything. And then they're like, okay, rule number 1: do not give sugar or caffeine to anyone. It is not good. I just bought coffee and donuts. I'm like, God damn it. And I'm like, but
that makes sense in hindsight.
Yeah, it
but
does.
like,
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was just like, I don't know. I'm like, I'm a fat guy. I want give me some coffee and
Donuts,
donuts while we're fucking hanging out, right?
Yeah. If the fucking cops can do that, why can't I do that with a bank teller?
Yeah. So then and then they were like, yeah, you guys have to reopen once everything's taken care of. And I'm like, this sucks. I'm like, come on, everybody should go home and get paid, right? But anyway.
Yeah.
Then the other time that I was robbed, so I was kind of in the investment offices, but I was like, the back door to my office went right behind the tellers. Okay. So there's kind of like this weird moment of quiet that I'm like, that's a weird kind of quiet. And then you hear a commotion coming through the door. Everybody get down. Da, 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 da. It was guys with shotguns and everything.
Oh.
So and the thing is, the perfect exit. So if you come through past the tellers, you can come down through my area and you can exit out the side. And that's like a quick exit and you're gone, right? So I'm now standing here, okay. And I'm like, what do I do? Because the problem is the way the doors were situated behind the tellers, if a midget walked out of there, you'd be like, whoa, where'd you come from? Like it would just, and I'm like, I'm 6'3", and at this point, like 450 pounds. If I come out, I'm getting shot. I'm getting a shotgun to the face is what's going to happen. Like, because I've walked out and just stepped out and tellers have been like, eh, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just a human. Thank you. But it's just a bad angle. So I had to sit at my desk and listen to this whole thing, which I had to testify in court for. And then the best part though was everything happens. I'm waiting. I hear commotion disappear. They go out the door and then silence again. And I'm like, oh, all right. So I walk out. I'm like, everybody okay? And they're like, no. I'm like, nobody's hurt. Fucking calm the fuck down. So, but the weird part was that these guys, they had a plastic bag. Mm-hmm. They tried to put a till in there. It did not. It ripped the bag open. Oh. So then they grabbed the cash, including the die pack, and he put it down his pants. And he said it again. He took the die pack and put it down his pants.
Yes!
Now, die packs are kind of, well, so they're it's a proximity thing. So like if you take it off of the thing, it's technically active. When you take it off the premises, now it's a ticking time bomb. And then it goes off. Now that dye, it does burn a little bit when it touches your skin, right? But it dyes everything. And let me remind you, he took the money and put it down his pants, and then they were driving, and then it blew up out of his pants, and it burned his business.
Yeah.
And then the car crashed, and they were
understandable.
Greatest court case I ever went to. It was hilarious.
I love the idea of like this is kind of the same thing that not the stealing money part, but the burning your business part that happened to the McDonald's coffee lawsuit where the woman spilled the coffee. And like there were all the jokes made about it in the 90s, but it really was that like McDonald's had their coffee like scaldingly hot, way too hot for human consumption. And all she wanted was her like medical bills paid. Anyway, so this is the same exact circumstances. I burned my business, but on the fucking dye packs.
yeah. And it's and hilariously, that lady, so that McDonald's specifically actually had been warned by health and safety like 6 times. Other people had mishaps with the coffee. It had been an ongoing issue, and they're like, well, it's easier if it's hotter to serve fresh. And they're like, no, that's too hot. You can't do that. And that's why, like, when the truth came out, it was like, oh, no, this wasn't just some lady getting payday. No. These fuckers were burning people on a regular basis.
Okay.
Which,
you know, no amount of like creamer is going to fix that. You just have to wait. The idea is that when they do that, you are far enough away from the McDonald's to drink it that you don't come back for free refills. That's why they do that, which is super messed up. Let's see. So, earlier this week, this is on like much lower stakes, but this week in the state of California, and I think nationwide, was Teacher Appreciation Week. And it's very fun seeing the difference on like all the like teacher subreddits, TikTok, whatever, of like what your school gives you for Teacher Appreciation Week. Some go as far as like, we hired a masseuse and someone will cover your class for a period while you get a massage. Some schools that have like auto shops where like the teachers give their car keys to the school and they like wash your car during the day. That's like A tier teacher appreciation. And then there's like the bottom tier, which is like, we got you a keychain that said you're the best on it. And here is a Hostess cupcake, and yay, like it varies all over the place, right? The thing, my school, I think somewhere was in the middle, because like on Wednesday they hired a coffee cart that had like really fancy looking like lattes and stuff all day for the teachers. That's awesome. But the thing that made me feel the most appreciated was I have a student who is constantly fighting this the no phone policy that California has with her like teeth and nails forever. Every day as her trying to get around putting the phone in the pouch. It's me taking the phone, giving it to the office.
Right.
Okay. So on one of the days of this week, I think like Tuesday or something, the vice principal saw the kid with her phone and went to go take the phone, and the kid passed it off to her friend. And then the vice principal was like, I know what she did, but she doesn't have the phone on her. So she like staked out my building where she was going next and saw the kid go get the phone from her friend before she went to my class. So, of course, the kid pulls out the phone like 30 seconds into class, and I go to start the, argument again. The door swings open, and she's standing there, and like it's really cold that day, so she's wearing this big long gray coat, and she goes, name of kid, phone, like thunderingly, and the kid like stands up and gives the phone to her, and then the door closes, and nothing. I heard nothing before that, nothing after that. And I was like, could this happen every day? This is great.
Yes.
All I picture is Cruella DeVille and just be like, phone!
Yeah.
No, I got Trunchbull from Matilda.
That's closer, but she is a very sweet assistant principal. She's like this little Filipino lady. Like that shadow stood tall when she was doing that. That had like Fus Roda from Skyrim vibes to it. And then afterward, I was like, how did that happen? And then she told me the whole story because it was her and a campus aide was like just off to the side that I didn't see. Because the campus aide was like, he never locks the main door during class, so you can just like swing it open. And Yeah, and then I went to her after. I was like, could you do that like every week? That would be great. And the dad was like, yeah, you can keep the phone till Friday if you want. And it was the best week ever because I didn't have to fight with the kid about the phone every day.
I mean,
but yeah, that made me feel real appreciated.
There's something you did say there though that I think is one of those cool things that I think is apropos for the subject that we're talking about, is that idea of a small person like in a weird circumstance like that, where all of a sudden they seem like they're 30 feet tall, and they have this voice of that is the crackling thunder of the sky kind of thing. Like, and like it's weird where I'm like, I'm 6'2" and gigantic, right? And I've had that experience where I'm standing there just observing, and all of a sudden I see something and I'm like, that's not right. And then you're like, impressive magic. That is,
like I'm in the middle of taking roll while this is happening. So she does it, the door closes, and I'm like silent for a couple seconds. Then I'm like, okay, the next kid. Like it was really hard for me to process. Moment.
It's one of those weird things.
To my vice principal, if you happen to come across this, please don't. I hope. Thank you for that, because that made me feel very appreciated on Teacher Appreciation Week.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a fair. That is a wild experience.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very it's weird, especially the most unexpected things when they happen. It's very like, I want to make sure that someone else sees this, because you're like, no one is going to believe.
Yeah. Well, because then the rest of the class was like, okay, put the phone in the backpack and no one gets hurt. We're cool. Like I made an example of her for the rest of the class.
Sometimes you need to do that. You need to make an example out of people of just like, no, this will not be tolerated. And that happened to be the sacrificial lamb at the moment. And God bless her for doing that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, especially as we get closer to the end of the year, that like discipline is starting to break down with all of us. Like,
absolutely.
For sure. I think the best part was after she left, and like I like took me a couple seconds and I keep going. The kid goes like, are you gonna stop her? I'm like, no, that was awesome. No. Let's keep going.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that's how they get trolled for the rest of the semester, is just somebody yells their full name and just goes, phone.
Absolutely.
I should have somebody who can do my vice principal in voice. Yeah.
You just hire random teachers to come in like looking like a fucking dementor and just be like, phone, and just absolutely be hilarious.
Definitely.
An example every week. That would be the funniest experience if people were just like, hey, listen,
I think the school is too big to do that with every room, but every once in a while, because they do like tardy sweeps and stuff, so you can do that every now and again. But the tardy sweeps are as easy as they're playing frantic music over the intercom saying there's a tardy sweep and go, and then like people start rushing, and then you're supposed to lock your door when the second bell rings.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah.
In college, my professor had the rule, like, your phone goes off once, you have to sing. The second time it goes off, you have to dance.
Okay. Sing what? The ringtone? Or
anything.
Oh.
This one girl, sweet girl, her phone goes off and she starts singing Hakuna Matata. And I'm like, oh, I love you so much for doing that right now.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And one of her other classes, I wasn't in there, but his friends found out that rule, so they would call him on purpose during that class so he would have to dance and sing.
Yeah. And then he's like, hey, Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana, because he's a Beetlejuice fan.
I feel like, the way things are these days, I feel like that would be only entertaining to see who could have the wildest song because of it. Like, and then just
I'm trying to remember if like any wacky stuff like that happened in college, because it was mostly like smartphones were newer when I was early in college, and these are older professors, so most of them are just like, get out. Like there was no fun to it. and like I remember, like I saw a video a couple weeks ago of a woman brought her wiener dog, her dachshund, to class. He's got a little grad cap on it, and the professor's like, we can't have a dog in here. It's an animal. Da, 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 and then it just cuts to him walking around holding the dog and like doing the lecture, and the dog's just like having a good time, you know.
I feel like there's exceptions to be made if you're not disrupting the class. You know what I mean?
I think so.
Like if you have
the dog wasn't disruptive, he was just there.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And that's like he's a good boy. He deserves to be carried around. It's only fair. He graduated from
whichever college school that happened to be. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's an author that wrote his cat's name as the co-author and then included him in the picture at the back of the book. So he always the cat will always have now there's like a center in the cat's name because the royalties go to them. You're like, yeah, suck on that. Can't get me out.
You guys know what Hot Ones is, right?
Yes.
Okay, so me and the video production teacher are doing like a rip-off of that for my school.
Ooh,
where every week it's a different teacher being interviewed, and it's like a student interviewing them.
Ooh, that's cool.
So we had me as the first episode, and the second one we filmed with like an English teacher that like everybody knows, everybody likes him.
Yeah.
And I'm like sitting in the room with the headphones with the video production teacher. We're watching this go down, and that teacher does an Uno reverse on the student, where like he did research on them and was like, hey, so I know you wrote a book. I did not know this student wrote a book. And he like pulls out a hardcover copy from under the table and is like gushing about the book and gushing about and the students like, I didn't know this was going to happen. It's hilarious. I'll send it to you guys.
Awesome.
I love that.
Yeah. So I like the reason that I started this with the teacher is that our principal likes to use the school's Instagram to like both show like here's all the sports and school events and stuff, but also like try and get people who live in the valley to come to that school. And I feel like that would be a way to attract students in the future. But I did not think that one of the teachers was going to like pull a full Uno reverse. Have you seen something like that in an interview before? Or
I love when people get bamboozled like that.
Yeah,
they're like, hey, tell me about this part of your life, and the guy's like, the fuck did you just say? How do you fuck do you know about it? They just lose their mind, and I'm like, oh, it's delicious. That's like fresh gossip off the line, bro. Like it's so good.
I've done something like that in an interview where the woman, asked me, do you have any questions for me? And I asked her, do you like your job? And she was completely thrown off by that question. She's like, I said, I'm sorry, did you not hear me? She's like, no, I heard you. Yes, I do. I do like my job. I never had asked me that in an interview before. I'm like, well, you want me to come work for you, and I think it's important that you like your job, because if you don't like your job, I'm not gonna like my job. Because
100%.
Yeah, because if you're happy, then I'm gonna be happy. But if you're not happy, you're gonna put that on me. So I need to know ahead of time. And she did not hire me. She did not hire me.
No. My sister advised me to do that in job interviews, but she said, like, word it like, what do you like most about working here? And I'm like, that's kind of a milquetoast question. I like yours better, but it's probably not the most charismatic way to do it,
Yeah. Well, I didn't care if I got the job or not, so I just thought I'd ask.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah.
So it was.
Hey man, you know what? I feel like you have to try that kind of stuff, right? Because I like the idea of asking an employer, "Oh, how did you guys handle COVID?" Just see what they come up with.
Oh, that's good.
Like, what did you guys learn about your? What did you learn about your inner workings that you were able to make better? How were you able to become more efficient during COVID? Like, those are realistic questions, because people are like, "Oh yeah, we had a bunch of layoffs." Be like, "Oh yeah, get fucked. I'll see you later." It's just I don't want to work there. There's valid concerns to how do you guys handle crisis? The disadvantage, you turn it into advantage, right? Like, good. How did you handle? We have a crisis. What the fuck did you guys do? Oh, you were all assholes. Okay, go fuck yourself. I don't want to,
No, I'm really proud of my company. They were pretty good about that.
Oh, good. That's good.
That's good.
But I will say that the best came out of people, and then the worst came out of people. The worst that came out of people, we fired immediately, which made me very happy. They're like, life is too short. You suck. You gotta go. And with that, I got transferred because they fired 2 people. They're like, oh shoot, we didn't think about replacing them, so you're gonna have to do their job. I'm like, you want me to do the job of 2 people? Like, yes. I'm like, okay.
Am I getting paid for 2 people?
Yeah.
No, I didn't get paid for 2 people. They hired a second person for me, and they hated him too. But I was the only person in the company that he liked, and they're like, "How did you say him?" I was like, "Because I'm not a dick. I don't know what to tell you." Like, here's a guy working in the middle of COVID at a brand new job. You're not doing anything to make him feel welcome. They're like, "Well, he's not making us feel like he wants to be here." I'm like, okay, we're working during COVID, guys. Nobody wants to be here. I don't even think people want to be here on this earth right now.
Yeah. Or like,
so like, cut him a little slack.
Yeah.
I worked in a doctor's office at the time, so I didn't really get the like work from home thing. I asked like, hey, my job can be done remotely. It's on a computer 99% of the time. Can I just do that? And they're like, no, because HIPAA laws or whatever. I'm like,
right.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, the idea that's I like the way you said that, Amy, was it's like, yeah, life's too short to deal with some people. And like when people really come out of there, you're going, hey, yeah, you're crazy. Wish you the best, but not gonna be here. Bye. And that's the one great thing about what happened was people just lost all of their fucks to give when it comes to someone who's absolutely bonkers, and they're just like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna leave, see you later, just walk away.
I think
great,
like when you have these sort of like wonderful confrontations or like a dunk or whatever, in movies the movie eventually ends, and in our everyday life, like, you have to deal with the consequences of that. Like you see, you know, like a Reddit post, like, am I the asshole for this? Or like on like the relationships one, all the comments are like, you should break up with them. You should break up with them because they don't have the larger picture. But also the people in that comment section aren't the ones who would have to deal with packing up your shit, dealing with the fallout emotionally, all that stuff. And that's why, like, it's always interesting seeing those threads on, you know, on Reddit or shows that read Reddit threads as part of the show. Yeah. So
I'm really happy I didn't outsource whether or not to break up with my ex, because I've seen people do that. And, like, let's take a poll. Should I stay with them or should I not? Like, no, I went to therapy like a good person and asked the therapist, and the therapist said something very profound to me, where she said, you look miserable. You stay. You are choosing misery. Why are you choosing to be miserable? Like,
true.
Okay. And that was it.
Yeah. I think that is something that you gets. I feel like it gets easier the more often you have to do it, where you have to make those hard. Like, someone points out something and you're kind of going, oh, I'm a dumbass. Okay, yeah, I could just choose something. Like, it's that idea where people are like, well, you have to. I'm like, oh, no. I'm an adult. I don't have to do anything. I could just fuck off. I don't have to do anything. I'll figure something out. But, you know, I don't have to put up with that. You're allowed to say that. It's no one's. It's that weird thing that people have been saying lately is like, just because no one is no one's coming from the future to stop you doesn't mean you should do it, or something like, where it's just like, you know what, no one's stopping you, you could just do stuff and it's fine, you know. But then in turn, that's a weird life, right? I don't know.
So it is a weird life. Okay, so do you guys want to hear why I picked the topic?
100%.
Why?
Okay. So I was recapping something with one of my friends. And I was like, yeah, this one time I went to this concert down in Chula Vista. And I tell him the whole story. And he said, that's not real. And I was like, all right, what do you mean? Like, that really didn't happen. So this was before camera phones. So I actually had like hard photo evidence of it happening. And he's like, you need to go on you need to have a podcast and like tell people this. I'm like, okay. So I'm telling you guys.
Love it.
So I would all of like maybe 23 years old, and I get a call from my friend. Now she's also a teacher, and during the summer she's a swimming instructor. Very important to the story. So calls me and says, what are you doing tomorrow? I was like, I have tomorrow off. She's like, will you go to San Diego with me to see a concert? I said, I gotta be at work the next day by 10. She's like, if I promise to get you back to Los Angeles from San Diego at 10 o'clock in the morning, will you go to this concert with me? I said, yes.
Okay.
So, 23, why not? I'm not questioning anything. I don't even know who's performing. I'm just gonna go. So we go to Los Feliz, and there's this woman with her 2 kids there. And I was like, oh, maybe this is where we're picking up the tickets from. And she shows me something from People magazine and points to Def Leppard. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I like Def Leppard. So I look at my friend. I was like, oh, so is she the one giving us the tickets? Like, no, she is our tickets. Her husband is in the group Def Leppard. We're going to go see them play.
Oh.
And my friend was the swimming instructor to her kids.
Oh.
So
wow.
She said, oh, do you want to come with us? The kids want to go see dad, and he's only in San Diego. So she offered to drive them. And like, do you want to bring a friend? She's like, yes, I want to bring a friend. So I'm the friend that they brought. So I'm sitting in this car driving down to San Diego. Like, this is so unreal. So I just thought we're going to drop them off and then, grab our tickets and sit in our seats. And they're like, Amy, where are you going? I was like, oh, to the front area. She's like, no, come back with us. So we're backstage with all the tour buses. Their bass player comes out with his girlfriend, and I'm meeting the band, and everyone's like super nice. Like, I have no business being back here, but I am.
So cool.
And they're like, oh, here's the hospitality room. Oh, this is our hospitality room. That's Journey's hospitality room. I'm like, I'm sorry, who? And that day, Journey was performing before Def Leppard was. They were both touring at the same time. So I got to meet Def Leppard and Journey backstage at their concert. And my whole purpose there was to babysit these 2 kids. And we're on the tour bus, like, because they're falling asleep and they're watching like Cartoon Network Boomerang. And the wife's like, hey, Amy, I heard you work in a wine shop. Do you want some wine? And she pulls out this bottle of wine that's like now about $800, but at the time, like maybe $200-300. I'm drinking it out of a red Solo cup, backstage watching Journey perform faithfully. And she's like, yeah, go watch Journey. And I just stand here, it's like, how is this my life right now? So I still have the all access backstage pass for Def Leppard. It actually has the band on there. So I got to take a picture with the drummer who has one arm, and Vivian Campbell, the guitarist. And he's actually played for other bands too. One of them was Whitesnake. Okay. So
Jesus.
So
that is like ultimate, like dad metal. What's it called? Cred at this point. Like if I told this story to my father-in-law or my dad, for that matter, they would probably have an aneurysm from how cool that is. That is amazing.
Yeah.
My coworkers did. Like, there's a guy who's about 10 years older than me. He's like, that is what I listened to in high school. You were backstage with my heroes, Amy. I'm like, they were really nice. They fed me.
I mean, yeah.
They're like, were there like groupies there? I'm like, ew, no, they were with their families. And I thought about it, I'm like, oh yeah, there were groupies there. That's who they were. Huh. But like they're of a certain age. And I'm like, women are of a certain age. I'm like, there's no way you're following these bands. Oh no, they follow these bands. They still do, which is mind-boggling to me. When like I watched Journey's hospitality room, there was mom, dad, aunt, uncle, kids. I'm like, and you're trying to throw yourself at these men like woman, look at yourself. Come on, what are you doing?
Yeah. This isn't the 80s anymore. Like,
I mean, hey, for some people, it never stopped. It's just all right. It's weird shit.
Right, to their credit, when I did hug the guitarist, he's like, "Oh my God, thank you for coming out and bringing the girls. I'm so happy to see my family. You're welcome." And he gives me this hug, and I melt into his arms. I felt the rock star glow. I'm like, "Oh, I get it. Oh my God, I get it now. Oh, I get why people throw themselves at you. Holy shit, this is an amazing energy."
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to feel like this
all over the world. Yeah.
Yeah, like, I can take over the world right now. Holy shit.
Yeah, and he's like, I don't need to be getting it anymore. I have a family. I'm getting it with my wife or whatever.
And he's Irish, so he had an Irish accent too. So just like, shoot, you just got like 50 times hotter. I'm like, I'm not into you, but I'm into you. Like, this sucks. I'm like, your poor wife and his wife. Oh man, his wife was one of those, like, she tried to maintain the rock star lifestyle but couldn't, and he's just like, I just want a nice quiet life with my nice quiet wife. And he did marry younger after her. I'm like, oh, that's not her. But I understand, she's actually super nice. Like, she's super nice, she's super chill. It's like, oh, good for you.
I mean, hey man. Yeah. It's one of those. Listen, that entire like those are one of those insane events where you're just like, what the hell just happened? Like, I love the idea, like was it the movie Superbad, where it's like it's one day and it's just a crazy series of events that happens. You're just like, yeah, that's awesome. That is. The best part is when you tell people and they're like, "Are you?
There's
what
no
the fuck
way
are you
that
talking about?
Yeah.
Like, how is that possible?" And you're like, "Yeah, I don't even know. It just happened, and yeah." And now I have this lanyard. Ta-da.
No, but that's my life. Like, last month, I did yoga with kangaroos, and yeah. So there's this place called Animal Tracks, and they offer this service where a woman does yoga and they let kangaroos loose around you, so you get to pet kangaroos while you do yoga. I legitimately got to pet a kangaroo, and it was one of the happiest moments of my life.
Are they nice, or I thought kangaroos like can kick you lethally.
Remember, they're just like with dogs, they're different types of kangaroos. So whatever type these were, it was a rehabilitation and sanctuary. So they're teaching animals to, trust humans again, to try to trust their environment, because a lot of these animals were people who kept them as pets had no business keeping them as pets, but they can't go back to the wild. They can't go back to the zoo, so sanctuaries take care of them. So the kangaroos were used to being around people. So I would sit there, and this one kangaroo just came up to me, and I got to scratch his butt. And then they had a little baby kangaroo, and they named him Joey Tribbiani, which killed me.
That's awesome.
So for kangaroos, I found this out. You do not touch their face, because in the wild, dingoes attack their faces, which is why kangaroos attack dogs, because they think their dingoes trying to attack them. That's their natural predator. So you're only allowed to scratch their back, their butt, and their tail. So the little Joey hopped by, and I scratched his butt, and he took his two little forepaws and he grabbed my hand, and you just hear everybody gasp and just go, oh. I just sat there like trying not to cry. I'm like, oh my God, this is real.
It's usually only the male, like the bull kangaroos, that are aggressive. Like, kangaroos in general aren't that bad, but the bull ones are. Yeah, they actually will stand in a lake and goad you into coming to them, and then they drown you. They're crazy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's very.
If you see kangaroo in water, don't do it.
Yeah.
Oh. They're dangerous.
Oh, they're not in trouble. They're not in trouble. They're trying to kill you. Okay, good survival skill to know. Yeah. Like, how anybody found that out is beyond me.
It was an Australian. Let's be honest. That's who it was. It was an Australian person. It's always yeah.
It's kind of like the woman who's the whole, like, my dingo ate my baby, and then it turns out that was actually true, that a dingo ate her baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like that's the crazy part is like there's so many wild stories where you're like,
there's no way that's
there's
real.
no, and if there wasn't obvious proof, no one would believe this happened, right? It's
the
similar to that idea
proof,
of like,
as they say in Othello.
What is it? Bill Murray will walk up to people in a stadium and just like grab their fries, eat them, and be like, "No one will ever believe you," and just walks away. And you're like, "No one will believe you." Are you kidding me? Right?
This isn't necessarily like a story, but just like a set of things that are/were true, and that is that my mom was one of the editors on the movie Bull Durham, and
okay.
Oh, yeah.
So she was married to a guy named Richard Beard at the time, who turned out to be gay, which means my mom was his
Beard.
Yes, which is funny to me.
Hilarious.
So during that time, she also was one of the editors on Survival Quest with Catherine Keener, and later she ended up becoming friends with Catherine Keener. And there is a picture of Catherine Keener holding me as a baby.
Aww.
That's it. Like they quit being friends very early after I was born, and it's one of those things where like you can tell people all you want, but it's just like your mom was friends with Catherine Keener. Yeah.
There's a girl on my softball team, and it was a co-ed softball team. Her mom was dating Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Oh,
and
that's pretty cool.
She would spend Thanksgiving at his house, and he's like, "Oh, maybe I'll come out to your softball game one day." I'm like, "Why would Kareem come to our softball game?"
He's bored. He doesn't have to do anything. He's retired.
He doesn't have to do anything, but it was just so surreal. Like yeah, it's exactly what you mean. Like, and like her, because of that, she went to Laker games, and Kobe was holding her baby. I was like, Kobe Bryant held your baby?
Yeah. Or like Amy, this happens to us a lot as LA comedians, is like you just find famous comedians in the wild, especially if you go to like the store or the Improv, where I'm like, I was waiting in line for the bathroom with Ron Funches one time, and I'm just standing there next to him being like, big fan. And he goes, thanks. And then I stopped talking after that.
Perfect.
That's all you have to do.
Absolutely.
One of the people that actually got me into stand-up is Gary Anthony Williams. He played Uncle Ruckus on the Boondocks. He does his voice for that.
Oh, that's crazy.
I asked him if he ever did stand-up. He's like, no, I'm an improv person. Why do you ask? I was like, well, I went to go watch Sebastian Maniscalco perform because he shopped at my store, and it's like, well, you support my job, I'm gonna go support your job. That's just what I did, because no other reason than you're gonna perform, I'm gonna go watch you perform. I'm that kind of person. So Gary's just like, hey, get into contact with this woman. Her name is Paula J. Newman, and she wanted to do a charity comedy show, and that's actually how I got into stand-up, was his suggestion. And she said, if he didn't tell me to like pay attention to you, I would have just been like, okay, this is a nice person, but you have to understand that man has the fastest mind in the world to be the improv actor that he is. And for him to think of my name out of everybody that he knows means that I need to make this connection with you. So shout out to Gary Williams for that. I appreciate you so much.
I mean, hey.
Yeah, like he was on the revival of Whose Line also.
Yep, that's him.
With Aisha Tyler. That's so crazy to me.
Yeah, he is the nicest guy. And I was having coffee with my friend one morning, and he was at the coffee shop. He's like, oh my God, Amy. I was like, hey, how's it going? And my friend looked at me and he's like, he looks really familiar. I was like, oh, and I told him his name. He went home and he's like, you didn't tell me I met Uncle Ruckus, Amy. That's not always, I tell people things. Like, I don't do stuff like that. And then I remember one day I was I was at work, and I'm saying hi to this guy, and my manager grabs me by the shoulder and she says, why do you know Zach Morris? And I was like, first of all, his name is Mark Paul. Second of all, I've known him for a good 15, 20 years through craft beer. He is the nicest person on the planet. All the interviews you see of him, he genuinely is that nice of a guy. He genuinely is that good of a person. And I hate when people yell Zach Morrison because he's so nice about it. But I'm like, guys, he's so cool. He's so chill. Just let him be. Mm-hmm. I get more annoyed for him than he actually gets annoyed, which is kind of funny.
Yeah. People outside of LA tend to do the like, oh, you must be, seeing celebrities all the time. And like, no, it's not as like constant as you think it is. It's one every few months, and like it is for you.
There's a distinct difference between your experience of life, Atlas, and Amy's. Yeah. I'm not going to explain it to you.
No, I got it.
But it's obvious if you just okay. Fine. Yeah.
So like really quickly, I've met Jason Momoa because we sell his vodka, but that's how I got to meet him. So I'm like, I met Aquaman, but one day this man comes in and I about nearly faint, or my inner child fainted because it was Christian Bale. I have had a crush on that guy my entire life. And I grabbed my coworker and I was like, dude, that's Christian Bale. And he's like, no, it's not. I'm like, I have been in love with him since childhood. I know what he looks like. That's Christian Bale. So he comes up to the register and I'm checking him out. And my coworker goes, Mr. Christian Bale. He goes, yep. Just very silently. Just, yep. And this man is staring at me, expecting me to say something. I ring him up. I was like, you're all good. Have a nice day. He's like, all right. And he was like very happy that I didn't like fangirl. He knew I wanted to. Like he could see like, say what you got to say, man. Yeah. And my manager watches him go outside and he goes, that looked like Batman. I'm like, that was Batman. And he's like, why didn't you say anything? I'm like, I'm not going to say, hey, dude, check it out. It's Batman. No. So one of the other managers comes back. She goes, what did I miss? And we said Christian Bale. And she laughed. She's like, hi, no, really. I was like, no, really. So they're both sitting on the cameras and like watching him walk in. They're like, oh my God, it's him. And like, Amy's the only one who recognized him. I'm like, y'all need to get out more. They're like, no, but you don't expect to see people in like your daily life. I was like,
no,
I don't expect it, but when I do, I try to be prepared for it, because one of the things I tell my staff is if you see somebody that you admire, I totally get it. Like you're never going to really see them, but be cool about it. You could say silently like, hey, big fan, but you're still at work. Act like you're at work. No intrusive questions, nothing. But my coworker, same guy, I hate him for this. One of the actors from the Mighty Ducks movie came in. He started quacking at her. And I was like,
wow.
That's crazy.
And she was with her husband. Her husband got into it too. And so they just started quacking at her all together. I'm like, you were so lucky her husband got in on it, man.
Yeah. I remember when I was a kid, my sister and I saw William Daniels, Mr. Feeney from Boy Meets World, and John Adams in the original 1776 at we were at dinner with our family, and he's like a few tables over, and my sister goes, Mr. Feeney, like loud enough for him to hear from where we're sitting. And my mom's like, oh my God, you fucking idiots. Okay, go say hi and come right back. Okay. So we go over and we're like, we're really big fans. He goes, thank you. And then we came and sat back. And he was sitting there going like, I was a Broadway star, goddammit. And this is all these kids know me for is a fucking Disney sitcom.
And Kit. Don't forget Kit. He is Kit.
He is Kit. Yeah. That's true.
Yeah. Those are the important parts of life.
I know, but like I think that's just what a lot of actors like. The thing that they're most known for, younger kids who only know them for the newest thing that they did wouldn't know them for the other stuff. But it still might be a little frustrating, Yeah.
People knew Richard Harris for being Dumbledore, and you're like, Richard Harris only as Dumbledore? They're like,
only as Dumbledore? Like, yeah. Exactly. He's other stuff too. Yeah.
Sure.
Look at Ian McKellen as two of like the biggest he's Gandalf, he's Magneto, and he's done Shakespeare, and he's
so much more,
so talented. But he's always going to be Gandalf. He's always going to be Magneto.
Yeah. Okay, admittedly, I do something like that with like Bob Odenkirk. He is forever going to be Saul Goodman and Mr.
He
Show
is Saul
to me.
Goodman.
Yeah, and like I remember seeing the 2019 Little Women, the Greta Gerwig one, a few years ago, and he's the dad that comes back from the Civil War. Right? He comes back and they're like, Dad's home. I'm like, that's Saul Goodman. I can't see him as anything else. Not because that's the only thing I know him as, but because he's so imprinted on that character.
100%.
It's hard to like separate him from it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then meanwhile, all the little the Gen Z kids are like Shakira, the gazelle from Zootopia. No, she's other stuff too. She's other stuff.
She's Shakira. Like that's it.
She is Shakira. I mean, what else are you gonna say? Yeah.
I'm sure Tom Hanks gets that too, because he's Woody, but he's also Tom Hanks.
He's also Castaway. He's also Forrest Gump. He's also Bade. He's like so much stuff. He's also You Got Mail. Right? That's you, Tom Hanks. You Got Mail. Right?
Yeah, You Got Mail. Tom Hanks.
Yeah. He's also Andrew Beckett from Philadelphia. Yeah, Sleepless in Seattle.
Oh man, he was fantastic in Philadelphia. Oh gosh.
Yeah. Philadelphia has this weird legacy as something that Seth MacFarlane references over and over. I was watching the new season of Ted, and they do like a D&D episode where they're all playing D&D, and Ted himself is a bard, and he sings a song about the Philadelphia for some reason. If I remember to, on the like back end, I'll put the clip of him doing it here, 51 minutes. But
that sounds
yeah, it's pretty funny. Like you know, he's playing a lute and singing, but it's one of those things like, why does Seth MacFarlane have this obsession with this one Tom Hanks movie that he keeps referencing?
He's also obsessed with The Sound of Music too. I see that a lot.
Well, because he's a theater kid. Like, yeah, but that doesn't bother me so much. But specifically Philadelphia, no other Tom Hanks movies. Why?
All right. Did you guys want to, Amy? You have to go, right?
Or we can.
No, I got a few minutes. You're fine. Yeah, I got a few minutes. We're good.
Okay. She parked outside where she needs to go, so we can go up to the hour.
Like a creeper, just sitting in her car, looking at people, just randomly.
Why is she talking at her phone for an hour?
This is Amy privilege, because I can't do that. If I sit in a car and just start staring at people, you're like, police get called. It's just immediate. Yeah, they're like,
no, I actually have my I have my sunblock on my windshield, so nobody actually sees what I'm doing. So I'm actually a smart creeper. Okay, let's get that out of the way.
See, you could pull that off. If I cover up the windows, people are like, that guy's up to no good. Definitely.
I actually had that happen the morning I went to propose to Katie. We arranged, me and her principal, to like sneak me in, and then I was gonna come in as she like came in for the day and do it. But I went to go wait at the Starbucks near her work, only to make the mistake of forgetting that I was proposing to a white woman, because she went into the Starbucks near her work and found me. And I had the dumbest excuse. I was like, the Starbucks that I normally go to kicked me out because I was a jerk or whatever. I was not thinking clearly. She assumed I had gotten fired and was just hiding. Until she found out why in about an hour and a half. But after that, I like drove off into the nearby neighborhood near her school, put up the sun shield, and just waited. And I checked next door because I was like, because I was immediately paranoid. And they're like, "What's the weird guy in the Prius who's just like angrily scrolling on his phone?" So then the time eventually came, and I went to go propose, and the best part about this is a class of kindergartners that she teaches, so they come in and they're not really paying attention to what's going on. They don't know what a proposal is, most of them. So in the video you can see like her co-teacher is filming, and one kid comes up like finger knuckle ass deep in his nose to be like, Miss Michelle. She's like, get out of the way, I'm filming something. And she said yes, but before the proposal, she's like, either do it in front of my family or do it in front of my kids. And I was like, if I do it in front of your family, I'm going to have to invite my family, and that's going to be a disaster. I'll take the chance with the students.
Yeah.
Smart. Yeah.
But yeah, it was a very like, not disastrous proposal, but just like had a lot of hiccups, and still turned out good. And the good thing is I have a video of that. So if I ever have kids, I can be like, this is what happened when I proposed to your mom. So that's fun. Yeah.
Man,
Absolutely.
when I got proposed to, I knew it was happening, and I almost ruined it for myself because he says to me, he's like, today's going to be a really special day. And we were in New York and we're about to go to Central Park. And I was like, he's going to propose to me. So I'm going to admit it. I had searched for the ring. So I took both hands and it looked like I was just groping him. And I was like, oh, it's not there. Okay. I guess I was wrong. And so I put my head on his shoulder, and then he moved my head to the other side. I'm like, there it is. And he was trying to do a horse carriage ride around Central Park, and they're going to charge us $80. I'm like, for $80, I get to ride the horse.
Yeah.
And so he took me to the bridge. Like in Home Alone 2, we were watching it the night before. The bridge where he meets the bird lady, that's where he proposed to me, was on that bridge.
Amazing.
Aww.
Yes, everyone knows that bridge.
Well, we know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
And so every dude was like, nice. And every girl was just like, what happened? I was like, he started talking, and I was like, all right, just let him get through this. Let him say what he's got to say. And I blink, and he's on his knee. I'm like, oh, shit, this is happening. And I said, yes. And he goes, did you say yes? I'm like, yes. And he's like, oh, okay. Like,
it's always, we always say the dumbest shit, because like I do the ring, and her first words out of Katie's mouth are, I'm holding the morning bucket, and then puts it down. What happened with yours when you proposed to Victoria? What was that like?
On that note, I do have to leave. I'm sorry, but I do want to hear this, so I will listen to this later. So thank you guys for having me on.
Drinks for work, all the places. Thank you, Amy.
All the places. Yeah. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Okay, so tell me this story. What's the?
Okay, so we actually had it at it was my nephew. So my cousin's house. Their kid, my nephew, is close to me. So I'm the youngest of all the cousins. So his mom is like quite a lot old. Like she helped raise me.
Yeah.
So her kids are around close to my age.
Yeah.
So we were having Christmas dinner, and I was going to propose. So I told my nephew, I'm like, hey, do you mind if I propose? And he was like, fuck yeah, let's do this. So what I did was she was like, she knew something was up. Which I'm like, you know, shit. You it's Christmas. Everything is up. Don't fucking, you didn't know nothing, right?
Yeah.
So I had a box, and the funny thing is, it was all like, it was my nephew, my two nieces, and then their friends, which are basically strangers, right?
Yeah.
And we're all around this giant table, and I give her a box, and she opens it, and there's nothing in it. And I'm like, and she's like, haha, there's nothing in it. And I'm like, what? What do you mean there's nothing in it? She's like, there's nothing in it. And I'm like, uh-oh. So I push back my chair. I start going out. Half of the people there start going under the table looking for something that should be in a jewelry box. And then I'm like, and then I'm on one knee, and I look up, and I'm like, oh, will you marry me? And it's on my pinky. And I just I point my pinky at her. And she's like, son of a bitch. And people are like, oh my God. And then all of a sudden my nephew in the background's like, boom, pop champagne. And that was it.
Okay, that is so like way to like make the best of that situation, where like it's very very coy way to do it on the pinky.
Yeah,
and then your nephew being like, okay, now, and
he knew exactly what was happening, and I'm like, listen,
good
you just wait for the words. Just wait for the words. Trust me. Not when the box happens. None of that stuff. When I say it is when it happens.
I forgot my entire speech. I was just like, we've been through. Nope, forgot everything. Will you marry me? Like,
oh yeah,
yeah.
It's also too. You don't. It's you want it to be out of left field, because when it's just like, I met you 19 years. No, you don't need any of that. Just be like, hey, how about the rest of your days? In or out? Fine.
The good thing is I know I still got the drop on her even after all of that disaster. Because I'm holding the morning bucket isn't normally the thing you want to say.
Which is perfect.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, can't go wrong. Can't go
Fantastic. So for the audience, what is your crazy story that feels like it'd be part of a movie plot? Put it in the comments. Tell your friends. Leave a like. Closest to yoga I got kangaroos was Jesus.
Look,
Joey.
Some chicks in yoga pants. Joey, you never stop, sir. I love it.
Of course he does. Follow Generation Dan wherever fine social medias are found. We drop new episodes every Friday, and these streams are on Sundays. Follow me at Atlas Novak wherever those fine social medias are found, like TikTok and Blue Sky and Instagram and all that. I should be posting clips from the show is called The Heat Seat, the Hot Ones thing. I should be posting clips from it.
Absolutely.
Maybe. I'm not sure what the deal is going to be with my principal if she wants to have it for herself or whatever. But at the very least, I'll have clips from my episode to show. So keep an eye out for that. How about you, sir?
Dino the Genetic Marvel. You can see it right over here. But yeah, I have all sorts of stuff. I'm finally feeling a little bit better, so I'm gonna start posting more stuff. But of course, on Mondays we got a whole bunch of stuff like morning motivational rant, motherfucking Mondays, and hopefully we'll get to movie night as well. But come
that's
follow
so many
me.
shows in one day.
Awesome. Yeah, I do a lot. And then on Tuesday we're gonna go see Mortal Kombat, so that should be fun.
Nice,
but
yeah.
It was up. It was between Mortal Kombat and The Devil Wears Prada. So
my
what are you gonna do?
Your response kind of reminded me of the South Park episode with the economic crash, and it's like a Jesus allegory. But Randy going, "I am pretty smart, yay!" like that.
Yeah.
It's
perfect.
Yep. All
Works
right.
every time.
Thanks.
Have
everybody.
a great one, everyone.
See you.
See ya.